Ladies, let me break something down that a lot of people seem to miss, especially in this generation. Everybody out here talking about chemistry, oh, we got this spark, or he gives me butterflies. But let me tell you something, baby. Butterflies die in 24 hours. That spark, that's just lust rubbing against opportunity. But when a man loves you, I mean truly loves you, it ain't about that quick heat. It's about the fire he builds and tends to daily. Real love shows up in care, not just chemistry. You see, chemistry is easy. You can feel chemistry with somebody you barely even know. It's biological, it's instinctual, it's the way he looks at you, the tone of his voice, the touch of his hand. That'll get your heart racing, sure, but it won't hold you when life gets heavy. Chemistry won't pray with you. Chemistry won't sit next to you in silence just to make sure you're okay. That's what care does. That's what real love brings. Let me paint a picture for you. A man who's just caught up in chemistry will bring you into his bed, but he won't think twice about your soul. He'll chase you because you're fine, you're sexy, you give him a feeling. But once that feeling fades, so does he. He'll be sweet one night and distant the next, leaving you confused, wondering what changed. Baby, nothing changed. He was never rooted. He was reacting. But a man who loves you, he ain't just trying to be in your bed. He's trying to be in your life. He's watching how you sleep. He's adjusting the blanket over you when you roll over. He's listening to your breathing and reaching for you when you pull away in the middle of the night. He cares. And that care, that's deeper than any chemistry you'll ever feel. Real love makes a man pay attention, not just to how you move, but to how you feel. He notices when you're quiet, even in the dark. He can sense when your spirit's heavy, even if you don't say a word, because he's emotionally in tune. He's not just trying to get something from you. He's trying to give you peace. That kind of man, he don't just desire you, he values you. And baby, when a man values you, he moves different. He asks if you're okay before falling asleep. He checks in on your dreams, your goals, your fears. He prays for you while you're asleep beside him, because your future matters to him. That ain't chemistry. That's commitment. That's care and motion. And it's in that bed, in those quiet, sacred moments, that you can tell what kind of love a man really has for you. See, it's easy to impress someone when the lights are on. Anybody can put on a show. But how does he treat you when there's no audience? When there's no makeup, no perfume, just a raw, unfiltered version of you lying next to him? That's when love is revealed. A man who's in love with your heart, not just your body, will find beauty in the way your hair's wrapped up in a bonnet, in the way your face looks without the filter, in the way your breath hits the pillow at 2 a.m. He's not there just to use the bed. He's there to build something inside it: safety, connection, rest. He'll hold you until you drift off. He'll let you sprawl across the mattress even if it means he's hanging off the edge. He'll sacrifice comfort for your peace. That's what care looks like. And let me say this, men know the difference. Don't let anybody fool you. A man knows when he's in love. He knows when his spirit is tied to yours. And when he feels that real connection, his actions shift. He becomes less about what can she give me and more about what can I do for her. That's real love. And it always, always shows up in the little things. So yeah, chemistry might get him in the room. It might even get him in the bed. But only real love will keep him there, heart open, eyes soft, spirit present. Real love Don't make a man perform. It makes him show up quietly, consistently, genuinely. Ladies, let me tell you something that most men won't ever say out loud. A man might not be good with words, he might not express himself like you do, but when he loves you, truly, deeply, soulfully loves you, his actions start to change in ways even he didn't expect. He becomes protective, not just with his hands, not just with his body, but with his spirit. And the craziest part, he doesn't even need to say a word for you to feel it. See, real protection don't always come with loud declarations or grand gestures. A man in love doesn't need to shout to the world that you're his heel. He shows it in silence, in the little things, in the things he doesn't even realize he's doing. His energy shifts. His presence becomes a shelter. You can feel safe next to him without even asking for it. That's what real love does to a man. It makes him a protector, quietly, consistently, without applause. Now listen, I ain't talking about the kind of man who gets jealous and calls it protection. No, that's control. I'm talking about a man who sees it as his job to give you peace. A man who watches over your heart the way he'd guard a treasure. A man who pays attention to how the world treats you. And if it ain't treating you right, he steps up. Not with violence, but with strength. Not with ego, but with intention. When a man really loves you, he becomes sensitive to your emotions. He can tell when you're uneasy, even if you haven't said a word. Y'all could be lying in bed in complete silence, and he'll know. He'll feel that tension in your body before you even open your mouth. And what does he do? He reaches for you, pulls you closer, rubs your back. Not because he's trying to get something, because he wants you to feel safe. That bed becomes more than just a place to sleep or get intimate. It becomes a sanctuary, a space where you can exhale. He turns it into a space where you don't have to wear your armor. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to be put together. You just get to be soft, vulnerable, quiet. And he holds space for that. That's protection, baby. That's what love looks like when it ain't trying to prove anything, just protect what it values. And let me tell you, protection shows up in the quiet moments. When he walks on the side of the street closest to traffic without thinking about it. When he checks the locks at night while you're already asleep. When he keeps his phone near in case you need him. When he lets you rest your head on his chest and he stays still, not daring to move because he don't want to wake you. Those moments, they speak louder than any words. He might not say, I got you every day, but he's saying it with everything he does, with the way he watches you walk across the room like you're precious, with the way he texts, let me know when you get home, not out of curiosity, but concern. With the way he pays attention to the world around you, he starts noticing the things that bother you, the things that stress you out, and he starts making adjustments. That's what protection looks like when it comes from real love. Sometimes, ladies, y'all be waiting on a speech when what you really need to pay attention to is his silence. A man in love don't need to announce his every move. He's too busy doing the thing, too busy covering you emotionally, too busy making sure you feel secure. Because here's the thing about men. When we care deeply, we become defenders, even of your peace. We want to make sure nothing disturbs it, not even us. He might not be a talker. He might not write poetry, but he'll pull you closer when you're tossing and turning. He'll put his phone down when you start venting, even if he doesn't have the perfect response. He'll remember the little things you said in passing and bring them up weeks later, not because he planned it, but because he was listening. And that's when you know it's real. That's when you know you're protected. And look, he ain't perfect. He'll mess up sometimes. He'll forget to say something you wanted to hear. He'll get quiet when he should speak, but even in those flaws, you'll feel his love in how he shows up for you. Not because he has to, but because he wants to. Because your safety, your comfort, your happiness, it matters to him more than his own ego. That's when you know you've got a man who's in it for real. He's not loud about it. He's not flashy. But when you lie down next to him at night, there's a peace that comes over you. Not because of what he said, but because of what he did. Because his love doesn't just say, I care about you. It says, you're safe here. Let me tell you something a lot of people get confused about. Affection and attention ain't the same thing. See, attention is easy. Anybody can give you attention for a minute. Anybody can compliment you, touch you, flatter you, buy you things. That's surface level. That's I like how you look. But affection, real affection, that's rooted in love. That's I love who you are, and I want you to feel that every single day. When a man really loves you, the way he touches you changes. The way he looks at you changes. It's no longer about the desire to just feel your body. It becomes about connection. He wants to be close to you, not just sexually, but emotionally, spiritually. He doesn't just reach for you when he wants something. He reaches for you because you're his peace, because you calm his mind, and he wants to hold on to that. See, when affection is real, it slows down. It becomes thoughtful. A man in love starts doing things like brushing your hair back while you're talking, not even realizing he's doing it. He starts holding your hand in public, not to show off, but because it feels right. He starts kissing your forehead, your shoulder, your hand, not because it's routine, but because he's moved by who you are. That's the kind of affection that grows from the inside out. A man who's just playing around, he'll grab your waist and smack your behind, sure. But a man in love will hold you around the waist like he's trying to remind you, you're safe, I got you. There's a difference. It's not about showing off. It's about showing up for you in ways that words can't always express. That bed becomes more than a place to sleep or hook up. It becomes a sacred space where that affection is quiet, personal, real. You'll notice it in the way he cuddles you when you're having a bad day. He doesn't just ask what's wrong and then scroll his phone while you talk. Nah, he holds you. Maybe he doesn't even say a word. He just pulls you close and lets you cry or vent or fall asleep on his chest. That's affection born out of love. It's not performative. It's not part of a game. It's real, raw, and present. And let me tell you this. When a man's affection comes from a place of love, it's not about what time it is or whether he's in the mood. If you're having a nightmare at 3 a.m., he's the one pulling you close, whispering, you're okay, I got you. If you're tossing and turning, he's not frustrated, he's attentive. That's when you know it's more than attraction. That's when you know it's love. Because it ain't just about what he wants, it's about what you need. You'll also see it in the way he sees you. You might be in sweatpants, no makeup, messy bun, and he'll look at you like you're the most beautiful woman he's ever laid eyes on. Because real affection is not fueled by what the world sees. It's fueled by how he feels when he's with you. And that right there, that's deeper than anything physical. And let's talk about the forehead kiss. Because that's not just a cute moment. It's a message. A man kisses your forehead, that's saying, I see you. I honor you. I love your mind and your soul, not just your body. It's gentle, it's intimate, and it's not about getting something in return. It's an act of emotional intimacy. That kind of kiss carries weight. That kiss says, I care about you on a level I can't explain. When a man's affection deepens, you'll feel it even when he's not saying a word. He'll look at you across the room and you'll feel that warmth, that quiet love that doesn't need to be shouted. He'll rub your feet when you're tired. He'll make sure your pillow is fluffed just right. He'll notice when you're cold and wrap his arms around you like a blanket. It's not dramatic, it's not loud, but it's real. That's what love does. It matures affection. It deepens it. And you know what else? That affection becomes consistent. Not just on special occasions, not just when he's in the mood or trying to fix something he did wrong. Nah. He's affectionate because that's who he's become through loving you. He doesn't do it to impress you anymore. He does it because it's second nature to him now. Being close to you, showing up for you physically and emotionally, it's what feels natural to him. That's what real love does to a man. It softens him, makes him more intentional. So no, affection ain't just touch. It's presence. It's effort. It's the way he starts to see your body not just as something beautiful, but as something sacred. A place he wants to bring comfort to. A space he wants to protect. And when you feel that kind of affection from a man, where it's not rushed, not forced, not transactional, you'll know it's real. You'll know it's love. Let me break something down that a lot of folks overlook. You want to know when a man really loves you? Watch how he acts when you're resting. I ain't talking about when you're all dressed up, lights low, music playing. Nah. I'm talking about when the night gets quiet, when the day is done, when you ain't talking, laughing, or moving around. That's when you see what kind of love you really got. Because love don't just show up in passion, it shows up in presence. And a man who loves you will be present even in your rest. See, passion is exciting, it's fiery, intense, and loud, and sure, that's a beautiful part of love. But it ain't the foundation. That passion alone can fool you. It can make you think you're close just because your bodies are touching. But real love shows up when there's nothing to perform, when your makeup is off, when your body is tired, when your words run out. That's where presence matters. When a man is in love with you, not just infatuated with you, he doesn't check out after the moment's over. He doesn't turn over and fall asleep without a thought. No, he becomes aware of your comfort. He checks to see if the blanket's on you. He tucks it around your shoulder. He notices if you're curled up too tight and tries to ease your body back into peace. That's the kind of love that thinks about you even while you sleep. And he don't need a reason. He's not doing it for points. He's not doing it so you'll thank him. He does it because his heart is wrapped up in yours. Because when you rest, he wants you to rest well. That man becomes protective of your peace. He knows the world takes from you all day long your energy, your kindness, your time. So when you finally lie down beside him, he wants to give back with silence, with stillness, with presence. Sometimes they'll just lay there and watch you breathe, not in a weird way, but in awe, in peace, because your presence calms him too. It's a quiet kind of intimacy, one where words ain't needed. And when you stir in your sleep, he's there, rubbing your back, whispering, "It's okay, I'm right here." That's not passion. That's love being protective in the most tender way. A man who's only there for the passion, he'll get what he came for and fall out, done, disconnected. But a man who's present in your rest, he'll move gently. He'll reposition you if you're on his arm too long. He'll slide your phone away when it falls out your hand. He'll kiss your forehead softly just before drifting off. These things might seem small to someone who doesn't understand love, but to you, it means everything. Because here's the truth. When you're at your most vulnerable, when you're asleep, that's when your soul is wide open. You're not performing. You're not entertaining. You're not trying to be cute. You're just you. And if a man chooses to be close to you in that state, to honor you in that moment, to be gentle and watchful and tender when you don't even know it, that's not lust. That's love showing up in its quietest, strongest form. Real love makes a man slow down. It makes him look at you like you're a blessing, not a body. It makes him want to make sure you're okay before he closes his own eyes. That presence, that's something you can't fake. That's something you feel even when you're halfway asleep. It's in the way he adjusts the fan because he knows you get hot. It's in the way he lies still so you're not disturbed. It's in the way he checks his alarm twice to make sure it won't wake you up too early. See, love isn't always about grand gestures. Most of the time, it's quiet. Most of the time, it looks like simple acts done with deep care. Like turning the TV down because he knows you need rest. Like sliding his arm around you, not because he wants something, but because he wants you to feel safe. Because in that moment, your rest becomes more important than his own. And look, that kind of love, it doesn't happen overnight. It's built. It grows as trust grows. It deepens as the bond deepens. Well, once it's there, once a man truly falls in love with your spirit, not just your body, you'll see it clearly in those quiet, resting moments. Because that's when a man can't pretend. He can't fake tenderness in the middle of the night. Either it's there or it's not. So if you ever find yourself lying next to a man who holds you when you're not asking, who listens to your breathing like it's music, who makes space for your rest because he values your peace, you hold on to that. That man is showing love in the deepest way possible. Not with fireworks, not with grand speeches, but with stillness, with presence, with care.